Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Barbican 2's Magical Mischief. Now, we haven't really got a title down, but we will get one down soon enough. But in any case, we definitely have some magic words for you today that we really want to dig into, because this one is one of the biggest spells that have been put on the people in a long time, and that one is quiet quitting. I know a lot of people out there have heard the term quiet quitting, and we're really here to dig into it as well as give you our opinion and thoughts on exactly what that is and how you can manage that if that's something that you feel like you might be involved in. Now, quiet quitting, according to employers and according to a lot of the labor unions, is basically people not going above and beyond to do things on their daily job. That's essentially what it is. That's it. No magic to that. At least you think it ain't. So the issue right now is that employers are saying that employees are stealing from them because of the great resignation. They just want to quit, but they don't want to quit. They still want to get paid. So what do? No, it's not the fact that they are not working at work. It's not the fact that they are taking time off while at work or just being absent or being a problem. They're not going above and beyond. They're not staying later. Listen to this, y'all. They're not staying later. They're not taking on extra projects. They're not going above and beyond. They're not doing extra. For one time in your life, you get penalized for not being extra. And I can't tell you how absurd and ridiculous this is. How can quitting be juxtaposed with working? But not only that, they try to make it a ostracism, or they try to make it bad by saying quiet quitting when you're actually setting boundaries that you should have set from the very beginning. If you have gotten into a situation where you're working later, you're doing extra projects, and you expected to do that without any extra compensation, you done slipped and fell and bumped your head, because nobody should be engaged in that. The only people who benefit from this is mass producers and employers. A true small business employer will definitely understand that you have a family. You have something called a work-life balance that you need to stick to, and you are going to stick to that no matter what. But the powers that be want you to feel bad. They want to shame you. They want to bully you into working more. They want to bully you into saying, no, I will work longer. I'm not a quiet quitter. Come on now. No, I will take on those extra projects. I will sit there with my nose all the way up in your butt until the brown on my nose is almost black. That's where some people are at with it. But that don't mean that you got to fall into that. As a matter of fact, it's about time to break into some of the magic that we always do. So where do these words even come from? And this is when the real Dulo twists come in. Quiet and quit have the same origin. They essentially mean the same thing. Quiet and quit. If you go all the way back to when it was first used, that we know of at least, is good old Latin. Here we go with good old Latin again. Quiet and quit have the same origin word, which is from Latin, which is quitare. Okay, quitare, quitere, something of that nature. Quisir. All of those mean to rest, to sever, to expel, to release. So essentially, what they're telling you not to do is rest and release. They say quiet quitting. You can just go back to the origins and say, well, rest, release, release. You are trying not to have me rest and trying not for me to be released as a result of you ostracizing what you call my quiet quitting, which I call my setting boundaries. Everybody should have an agreed upon time that they start and stop their work, okay, or their occupation. They should have an agreed upon job duties and descriptions. From the very beginning, you should know what's expected of you, and it can become a slippery slope. I can even remember myself sometimes wanting to be good, wanting to do extra, and just doing a little something, not necessarily for anybody else's satisfaction, but for my own satisfaction. And in that case, that is totally up to you. Some people will work 40, 50, 60 hours without batting an eye, and they'll be straight, and that's not a problem. Some people only want to work 20 hours a week, and will do what they can do while they're there. And that's not a problem. It's room for everybody. But the magic comes when you are doing something that you're supposed to do, which is say, I have agreed, I have signed a contract with you to do X, Y, and Z. And now on the other end, you're expecting me to do X, Y, Z, and then go back to A again. And if I don't, something is wrong with me. Don't fall for the okie doke, y'all. Don't fall for the magic spell. Don't even pay attention to nobody talking about any quiet quitting. If you don't want to answer an email after you get off your 9 to 5, excellent. That's great. I commend you on that. If you don't want to write a report when you at the house and you could have did it at work, guess what? Game is over. You have a new game here that you're starting. You can play that game when you get back to work the next day. But you have to set some boundaries. Stress is at an all-time high. Anxiety is at an all-time high. Depression, psychotropic drug use to treat those conditions are at an all-time high. But people, y'all can knock that out literally just by setting up your boundaries. That's it. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be mean. Do it all out of love and understanding. Nobody will get rid of you because you are absolutely setting your boundaries. Might they make your life a little bit difficult? Absolutely. But guess what? You always have the opportunity to go somewhere else. That's the beauty of it. And then they have to find another employee. Okay? So think about these things before you actually take these words on, before you start to ostracize other people who you think are quiet quitters at your job. This is not used to be pointing labels at people. This is used to, once again, sow another division between the working class, the haves and the have-nots. You guys should be fighting. This is just another magic word introduced into the lexicon to drive that stake in between you even deeper. Don't allow that to happen. Set your boundaries. If you are an employer, respect people. I don't care if you're a large or a small-scale employer. Respect people's life, work-life balance. And the United States is, it's a rare country to where people and workaholism is one of the most undiagnosed disorders and one of the most addictive drugs in this country. Everywhere else you get siestas, you get breaks, men and female get the paternity leave. You get a lot of time to live a life. It's not all about work, 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 work. I don't care what Rihanna told you. Work, 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 work. It's not about that. It's about balance and options. Go bang some Sugar-Free and DJ Quick if you don't know about balance and options. But that's what you need to be doing. And as soon as you can find that out, the sooner you gain your strength, you will be able to ward off these magic words that they throw at you. You'll be able to defend yourself, but you'll also be able to come back with something more succinct, more swift, and more powerful than any words they can utter towards you. So y'all stay strong out there, set them boundaries, and don't let nobody push you to the point where you are uncomfortable. Keep your work-life balance, and as always, Baba Kintu will catch you on the next one. Stay up. Peace.